Hello, this is Greg Ayler and Phil Fry with Texas Hills Realty, LLC, bringing you Realty Talk, where we discuss real estate topics in Fredericksburg, Gillespie County, and the Central Texas Hill Country. We're located at 502 East Main in Fredericksburg. That's the northeast corner of Elk and Main, right behind the old 1931 red and black Ford truck with the chickens on back. We have 4 amazing agents, including Phil Fry, Andrew Harvey, Malin Williams, Joe Kostelski, and me, Greg Ayler. Each one of us has special talents with various types of real estate. And 3 of us have the GRI designations. That's the Graduate of the Realtors Institute, including me, Phil Fry, and Joe Kostelski. In addition, last year, Malin Williams was honored as a 2016 nominee for Rookie of the Year, and I was voted Realtor of the Year by my peers in the Central Texas Hill Country Board of Realtors. We welcome your real estate questions, and we do our best to answer them for you, either on the air or you can call us. Direct call is to 997-6123 or email us at info@txhillsrealty.com. We have some great resources to rely on for help in answering your questions. Today, Phil Fry and I wanted to bring you up to date on what's under contract today in Fredericksburg and Gillespie County. Phil, please take a moment and let our listeners know where we get our information and what categories of real estate we're going to be talking about today.
Thanks, Greg. Our information comes from the Multiple Listing Service, MLS for short, for the Central Hill Country Board of Realtors as of February 20th, 2017. Our board territory covers 4 counties: Gillespie, which is where Fredericksburg is located, Blanco, Mason, and Kimball. However, the information today regarding what is under contract is only for Gillespie County. Our MLS divides all real estate into one of 5 categories: residential, acreage, farm and ranch, rural subdivision tracts, commercial, and city lots. Today we are going to discuss how much is under contract in each of these categories and tell our listeners how each category compares to the rest of the market as to the number of listings and total dollar volume of sales.
Thanks, Phil. We found a total of 93 MLS listings under contract on February 20th, 2017. That's a total dollar sales volume of $33,766,000. Phil, give us a ranking of the categories in order by the total dollars. These are each of those 5 categories that you listed just a moment ago.
Okay, I'd love to. Let's start with residential, which has 44 listings totaling $19,285,000, or 57% of the total under contract market. Second category is acreage, farm, and ranch, which has 12 listings totaling $6,856,000, or 20% of the total under contract market. Third, we have commercial, which has 8 listings totaling $4,055,000, or 12% of the total market. The fourth category, rural subdivision tracts, has 10 listings totaling $2,383,000, or 7% of the total under contract market. And finally, city lots. It has 19 listings totaling $1,276,000, or 3.5% of the total under contract market. In summary, the 5 under contract categories in Gillespie County total $33,766,000, or 93 actual listings.
Thank you, Phil. So the residential category is by far the largest single category what's selling this year in 2017, with 57% or over $19 million in total sales volume. The next closest category is the acreage, farm, and ranch category with 20% or almost $7 million. And the smallest category by sales volume is city lots. It has 19 listings under contract, but only $1.2 million, not quite $1.3 million in total sales dollar volume.
I would like to point out, Greg, that even though the city lot category has less than $2 million in total dollar volume, like you just mentioned. There are 19 lot listings under contract, and if you rank them by number of listings, it would come in at number 2, or 20% of the market, as one of the more active segments. But if you would combine the residential and city lots, it has 67% of the current listings under contract.
So there's a lot of residential activity that makes up a part of our market this year then.
Correct.
So far.
Correct.
Okay, good. I think we're seeing some of the builders with a little more confidence, and they're anxious to hit the spring, their summer market, by putting something on the ground. Several have been doing one house at a time up to now, but now I'm seeing them buy a few more lots at a time to make sure they have what they need to go forth and to get through the year and build up some of their inventory.
I am not seeing any single builder with plans to put a bunch of homes on the ground, except apartment builders with some construction, which is already underway, and they do have plans for more.
Okay, Phil, thanks for the residential summary there. Since it's the largest category of what's under contract now in Gillespie County, let's focus on that for just a moment. Can you give our listeners a little more detail about that residential market? What's going on there?
Sure. The average listing price is $438,500, but the listing price range is $99,000 to $1.5 million, with 61% listed under $400,000 and 77% listed under $500,000 or $500,000.
Okay, so a lot of that activity in the residential segment is under $500,000. That's where most of it, by far the largest category, 77% is.
Sure is.
And the average, you said, was $438,500 per listing, residential listing.
Yes, Greg.
Okay, thank you. What $100,000 price category has the most residential listings under contract?
Well, in the residential categories divided into $100,000 price brackets, we have the $200,000 category and the $300,000 category are tied with 12 listings under contract.
So there's a lot of activity in the $200,000 and $300,000 price range. Okay.
Yes.
How long have these listings been on the market, Phil?
Well, the average days on market under contract is 167 days, which is almost 6 months, Greg.
Okay. Now, when we say on the market, in some ways that 167 days might be understated, not just for this but other categories, because that's how long it was under during this listing. If the listing went from, say, Realtor A to Realtor B, or was listed for a while and then came off the market, that would be the cumulative days on market would be a little bit more, wouldn't it?
It sure would, and that's not considered in the market.
Okay. All right, the second biggest real estate category of those under contract today in Gillespie County is the acreage, farm, and ranch category, with 12 listings under contract for just under $7 million. It's actually $6,856,000. Can you give us a little more detail on the farm and ranch category, Phil?
Sure. The average listing price is $571,000, with a range of $75,000 to $2 million. 10 of the 12, or 83%, are listed below $700,000, and they have been on the market for 257 days, which is almost 9 months' time.
Okay, so the average price listing on the acreage, farm, and ranch is going to be a little above, but it's, 100,000 or so, not quite 100,000 above the residential, and we're going to see those on the market a little longer.
Correct. And the $100,000 price category with most of the listings is the $300,000 category, with 3 under contract. As an average category, sizes vary significantly from small to large, and prices are more scattered across the entire price spectrum accordingly. I thought I would take a moment and explain what under contract means. A buyer has made an offer, it has been accepted, the money is in escrow at the title company, and the home is waiting to close.
Thank you, Phil. Now, the third largest property category of the under contract properties in Gillespie County is commercial listings. There's 8 under contract now for a total dollar volume of a little over $4 million.
Yes, the commercial listings average slightly over $500,000 at 507,000, and run from a low of 45,000 to a high of almost 1.4 million. 6 of those 8, or 75%, are listed below 600,000, and the average days on market is 220 days, which is over 7 months, Greg.
Okay, thank you, Phil. And our last two categories are the smallest. That's the rural subdivision tracts. That means tracts out of town. And city lots. City lots means just that. It's inside the city limits. While there are more city lots under contract with 19 there, rural tracts have only 10. But their average price per tract is higher on the rural tracts.
This is true, Greg. Rural tracts average 238,000 and city lots average 62,000. 8 of 10 rural tracts are listed below $300,000. As far as the city lots, we have 19 under contract for a total of 1,176,000, or an average of 62,000 each. The price range is from 52,000 to 135,000, and 17 of the 19 lots, or 89%, Greg, are priced under 75,000.
Thanks to Phil Fry for co-hosting today on Realty Talk. Phil, I really appreciate you being up here and sharing some of your insights with our listeners. You have anything else that you can think of, or anything else that we should hear?
Sure, Greg. I just want to kind of summarize what we talked about today. And we were discussing multiple listing service properties that have been listed and are under contract at this point. And the information is coming from the Central Hill Country Board of Realtors as of February 20th, 2017. Gillespie County only, and it's one of 5 categories: residential, city lots, rural subdivision tracts, acreage farm and ranch, and commercial properties. And there are currently 93 of those under contract.
Phil, and as you said, the residential has by far got the lion's share with 44 listings, or 57% of the total acreage under contract market. Texas Hills Realty, folks, has been performers in Fredericksburg for almost 23 years, so we know the ropes. We know the selling and the buying process and what it takes to be successful, whether it is homes, ranches, or commercial properties, and whether they are being sold or bought or leased. Realty Talk is brought to you by Texas Hills Realty, LLC on Saturday mornings between 9 and 10, and on Sundays. Greg Ayler and Phil Fry, along with Andrew Harvey, Malin Williams, and Joe Kostelski, appreciate your support. We've been in the real estate business in Fredericksburg for 23 years, and we're easy to find at 502 East Main. If you have any questions, please give us a call. We're at 830-997-6123. Or email us at info@txhillsrealty.com. To read more about the discussion topic for today or to see our listings, go to txhillsrealty.com, where we like to say, we help natives sell and others become natives.